What's going on, my Panda Nation? Just a quick PC tip for you guys, because I learned this like a couple days ago, and hopefully it helps a lot of you guys out. I had a Samsung 980 Pro, 1 TB. So as you guys know, those drives specifically apparently had a fail happen to them, so where it was cutting the drive's life in half, pretty much. It was going down to about like 50%. So it was only writing, not reading, or it might be the opposite. I'm not 100% sure, but they had released a thing showing like serial numbers and stuff like that for you guys to check. But this is the easiest way for you guys to know. Quick tip if you guys don't know and you guys have any Samsung drives. So they also include a software where you can read and write all of your past files from an old drive onto the new drive without having to pay for anything else, which, because you already paid for the drive, so you get the software. So what you're going to do is you're going to go on Google and type in Samsung Magician, which I'm going to show you guys right now. I'm going to flip it over. So this is what you're going to be looking for. It's going to be Samsung Magician and SSD tools, software updates. So you're going to go to here. It's going to bring you to this little website right here. You're going to go to Samsung Magician software for customers' SSDs. And then you're going to download. The one you're going to want to download is the 7.2.1, which is this one right here. That's the newest updated version, which is going to contain the update files for what you need. Once you do that, back out. I will show you guys right now. It's going to download this whole thing. It's going to go through the processing, install, finish, do all that. Then don't go to this one just yet. Go to Samsung Magician. It's going to ask you if you want to, let it go onto your PC. So it's going to show all your drives. So this is my current drive that runs my Windows. And then this one is my gaming drive. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be transferring this one because this one's too big for right now. But this one's got all my Windows files and stuff like that. So I need to transfer all of this stuff onto my Samsung drive. But before I do that, I need to update my Samsung drive with the newest firmware. Now, some of them come already updated in firmware. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down to here where it says update. And then this is going to obviously tell you that you need a new version. I don't know why it's still glitching, but I'm on 7.2.1. And then here is going to show your drive. So I'm already on the latest version, so I don't have to worry about basically anything going wrong with my drive. And it's going to show you everything here on your actual drive and stuff like that, of like it's written and stuff like that. If it shows any fails, it should show it here also. And if you're running too hot, stuff like that, it'll show it here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to back out of here once everything's up to date. Now you're going to go to data migration, right? It's going to do the same thing. Yes, It's going to load. So this is where my Windows file is, 179 out of 222. So I need everything to move from here onto my new drive. So I'm going to select this, bring it to my Samsung SSD Pro. Then it's going to be basic cloning, migrating, stuff like that. I'm going to get everything from here. Now, the one thing I will tell you guys, if you have any previous files, updates, anything like that, close them down. If you do not close them down, it will not clone it. It will say that it can't clone it, and once everything clones, the issue is that it won't go back to the old file. So then you won't be able to load Windows 10, 11, whatever you're running, or any of the files that didn't transfer, because it's going to transfer onto the new one, and it's going to get stuck in like that limbo. So what you're going to want to do is, most Windows 10 or 11s, you can hit this little drop-down menu. It'll tell you what's open. So Samsung Magician can be open. My AMD obviously is always going to show. So you can check it here, but also look at your tabs down low. See if any of these are open. If they are that aren't the actual Magician, close them. Because if not, it's going to basically crap everything out. So once we do that, you basically go here, you click start. Now it's going to ask you, do you want to clone? It's going to shut down for like however long it takes. You're going to hit that OK button. And then it's going to start the cloning process, which we're going to see in a second. And this is basically going to make everything a bunch faster, because if you're running a 980, a 970, or even the little SSD drives, the ones that run on SATA power, those are going to run significantly faster than anything that you have. So if you guys didn't know this, hopefully this is a quick little tip. Obviously, it's going to take a minute for it to do its thing, so we're going to let it do its thing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. just thought I'd give you guys this little helpful tip that I learned today. I know there's not a lot of videos out there that kind of help with this stuff, so hopefully this helps you guys to some extent with this stuff, because I've had problems with games loading slow, my Windows files loading slow, things rebooting, so I know my SSD is crapping in bed, so I'm switching it over to my new SSD drive, which is my internal, and hopefully things work out. Alright, the one thing I did forget to mention is that if you are switching over SSDs or previous SATAs and stuff like that, for a SATA, you can just change the SATA cable to the one that you're currently using after doing the transfer. So basically the one that was running Windows, take that SATA out, and then the one that you transferred, take that SATA and plug that one into the current one. That will fix it. For internal SSDs, you will have to go into your BIOS, and you will have to manually select which one. So my BIOS was down here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click this one, put it onto this one, and then just hit the click so it's red. And then when you save and exit, it'll load up in that BIOS. If you don't do that, it might not load, or your system might do it itself. It's like a 50-50, but just do the BIOS. If not, like I said, do the SATA one, and then you should be 100%. So I just wanted to give you guys that tip before forgetting. The one thing I forgot to tell you guys also, now that I updated this, this was our old SSD. So obviously it used to be here, which was Windows E, which was Fastboy, and now it's Windows C. So it will transfer everything onto the SSD, but it'll also change the name of the drive. The only other thing I was going to tell you guys too is that when it does transfer everything, you will lose everything that was previously on that old SSD. Keep that in mind, because I did not realize that, and I had a bunch of video files that were on this SSD, which I have now lost. But good thing is that I've already transferred them over to new volume D as a backup, so I have them within my hard drive. But do keep that in mind, guys, that when you do transfer over all your existing files, make sure nothing important is on the new SSD, and anything that you want transferred from this drive will obviously go to this one, so you don't have to worry about your old one. It's the new one you have to worry about. So make sure that the new one is completely empty when it does a transfer, because it will transfer all remaining files. Just keep that in mind.